Welcome to Daily Dose. How are you all? Happy, I don't know, what is it, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. It's a beautiful day, actually. I hesitate to say spring is on its way, but maybe it is. That would be lovely. So today we're talking about abundance. I love the word abundant. Dr. Mary, how would you define abundant?
Something in the maximum proportion, but not in excess.
That's not a very joyful explanation. Like if I said to you,
Great joy in the right amount, but not too much joy.
Oh, that sounds very Irish Catholic
It
of
does.
you.
Or Norwegian, one of the two.
Can't be too big for our britches again, as we so often discuss. How would you define abundant, Dana Del Val? Funny you should ask.
How would you define abundant?
I would define it as sort of having all that you desire in joyful proportion.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Scientist, liberal arts.
It's not abundantly clear currently
I'm
if
going,
my wife has a nose.
I'm going with liberal arts. I know, but I do have these good cheek things with this light. How bizarre.
I did. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, that's fine. We'll agree to disagree. I'm more the Wikipedia explanation, and you're some sort of like journal of scientific descriptions.
Oh, that's the one.
It's a really, really important and well-read journal. So we're talking about this because I am working my way through, for the second time, this 21-day abundant meditation with Deepak Chopra. And I started it when I was at my writing retreat 6 months ago. In fact, I probably started it 6 months ago today. I'm ashamed to say I did not finish it. I think I got through about 16 days and then it kind of petered out for me. But I decided that I would launch it again. One of the challenges to the 21 days early on is that it invites you to open it up for other people, and then you sort of lead the conversation. And so I did that, and a bunch of us went through it. And then I just decided, I came across it again the other day and thought, well, I'm going to see if anybody wants to do it again. So I think there's about 7 of us going through it again. But here's my offer to you, since we're talking about it. I have 7 days left, and then I would be very willing to do it again and lead another group of people through it. It takes about 15 minutes a day of listening or meditating, and then there are assignments which you can choose to do or not do. I don't do all of them, but I would be very happy if you want to do it again. So that would actually be, I think we would start it, let's plan to start it Saturday, March 13th. And it goes through WhatsApp, which is a free app. So I post the meditation for the day, and then you just do it within those 24 hours. So it's not a thing that we all have to meet and do together. But it's really fabulous, and if my mom is watching, she can comment on it because she did the first round with me. She's not doing it this time. But this one is all around financial abundance, which, you know, has a great appeal for almost everybody. But I really love it in the notion of thinking about abundance beyond dollars and cents. Because I think there is so much more to life than money. And, you know, there's all those studies that talk about once your basic needs are met and you have a little bit extra, your level of happiness does not go up really beyond that. So there's poverty and the stress of that, and there's that sort of difficult straddling of that lower middle class that I think really is challenging for many, many people, and certainly where we lived for the great majority of our marriage. And I didn't even live in lower middle class before we got married. But I think that I wouldn't be happier if we doubled our income. We would definitely fly first class. I'm just going to say that. That is a goal of mine. That is a goal of mine, and I don't want to do it till we can always do it.
Yeah, because you never go back from that.
No, how terrible. It's like It's like if you got used to driving in a limo and then someone said, and here's a VW Bug for you and your family of 6. You know, that's not the way to do it. So, yeah, I don't think we would be happier with twice our income.
No, not really.
No, because we pretty much get to do what we want to do now. And I would say that we live in abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
You mean just the right amount of stuff and not too much?
No. No, that's not at all what I mean, because the word joyful is not there. So every day you get this sort of centering thought. And the reason that we're talking about this is because yesterday's centering thought, the whole meditation yesterday really hit me powerfully. And then here's how I know when things are actually something bigger than me. I had Dr. Mary listen to it at dinner, and your response was,
What did I say? I can't remember what I said.
wow, that's powerful.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting message to actually think about. I mean, you know, I don't know if you find meditation helpful or not. I mean, I thought it was all silly, and then I actually started doing it. I started it when I was in rehab, and it does weirdly help. I know if I'm not selling that well, but from a complete...
Selling it about like he sold the definition of abundant.
I have to work on my selling. This is why I don't work in sales, clearly. Do you want somebody? Yes, all right. If you're cheap.
Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, so it is a good message. They are good messages to ponder on. I mean, you know, even if you just listen, even if you don't like to meditate, or you think or you feel odd about it, listen to the start message and just think about it for a minute. Yeah, you don't have to meditate. Well, I'm not. I'm trying to sell this shit.
No, I don't
The
care.
idea is to think about it and clear your mind. I mean, clearing your mind actually
Is incredibly hard, first of all.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not good at it at all. At all. Are you good at it?
Oh, no, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, it's a little bit like if I say to you, don't think about the color red. Well, the first thing you do is think about the color red. So when someone says to you, clear your mind, maybe a lesser boshy human being can do that, but I have a hard time with it. I have a really hard time with it. But I'm doing better. I wouldn't say to you, oh, I've captured the essence of meditation. I would not say that to you. But I would say that I look forward to it now. And again, we're talking about altogether probably 5 minutes of meditation. This is not a go to an ashram and for the next 30 days sit in silence, don't move, just, you know, it's not that. It's very kind of preschool meditation, which anybody can do. We can all sit quietly for 5 minutes. But this particular day, yesterday's day, was great. So I'm just going to read you a couple of things from the talking that he does before you go into meditation. So the centering thought was, as I let go the need to arrange my life, the universe brings abundant good to me. As I let go the need to arrange my life, the universe brings abundant good to me. So already I was intrigued because many of you know that no one is the boss of me, including myself. Often I'm not sure who is bossing me, who's controlling me, who's managing me. No, you're not. No one seems to be able to have taken that role on because I will not accept that role from anyone. But what if you just did your work? Worked to stay sober, worked to do whatever it is you're doing or whatever you feel called to do and put it out. And then whatever happens is what happens. So here's some other things he says just to confirm this. Abundance is a state of mind in which you recognize you are intrinsically creative. The universe is abundant and you are an expression of the universe. We live with an unlimited, abundant universe. You relinquish the desire to manage circumstances and force solutions in order to manifest your desires. This is the essence of the law of detachment. I'm going to read one more thing. The law of detachment is focusing our attention on what we desire. So let's give a concrete example of daily dose, okay? What do I desire with daily dose? I'll only talk about myself. I desire for this to have a great big audience. Big. I love that you all show up every day. We are so appreciative of your
Absolutely.
joyful showing up. You're commenting, you're engaging. We love that so much. So don't hear us saying, we don't care about who's here. We totally care about who's here. We would just like you to be here with about 100 times as many people. So I desire a great big audience for Daily Dose of Dr. Mary and Dee Dee. Then you take the necessary steps to achieve your dream. Okay, so what are the steps? We've shown up every day. This is episode 168. Wow. Why did we start Daily Dose? Because we took a program through a organization called Heroic Public Speaking that said one thing you need is consistent content.
Yeah.
Okay, 168 days of consistent content. We start every day at 8:30-ish. And we end at 8:45-ish, except for on Thursdays when we often go a little bit longer to give our guests the opportunity to communicate with us. But that's very consistent. You can go back, you can watch us on YouTube. You know that at 8:30 every day we're showing up. So that's one thing we're doing. We send out a newsletter. We have invited guests, and the guests are starting to share it. We're doing all of this stuff. We're posting it all over social media. We are doing our job to grow our audience. Here's the important piece. Find security in the wisdom of uncertainty by letting go of any attachment to outcome. So part of why I unfriended 1,477 people, as I've said now, is because I was bonkers on Facebook, scrolling. Who's liking my stuff? Who's watching Daily Dose? Who's reading my blog? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? And I will say that I think I got that way because of the Arts Partnership, because when I started, it was just me doing all the communication, and I felt like I had to really be hyper engaged all the time. Well, then it became a habit for me. So I don't blame the Arts Partnership entirely, but I do know that is where it started. So what if we said to the universe, oh universe, we want Daily Dose to have a global impact. Here's what we are doing to make that happen. We're showing up. We're engaging with our audience. We're celebrating the people who have been with us from almost the beginning. We're posting. We're doing all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. Now, universe, it's up to you. You're doing so well with this, Dr. Mary, because I know you're feeling squirmy. And we just let it go.
Your hand is freezing.
I know. We just let it go. Because the universe can deal with things in ways that we never can. And the whole way back to why we're talking about this today on Daily Dose. And I will say this quickly, and then you can reflect and see if it's true for you. I had to do the same thing with Maz's sobriety. I had tried for years to manage his addiction. Years. And got nowhere because I didn't understand that I couldn't solve it. You had to solve it. So that was a big important piece I had to learn.
I had to learn that too, actually.
Yes. But I eventually, while he was gone for those 6 weeks, I had to say to the universe, I clearly cannot manage this on my own. I'm not even sure that we can manage this. I am giving it to you. And I am trusting that if he can stay sober, we can find our way back. And if he can't stay sober, I can find my way out. And he will have to find his way. And that is all that I can do. And the moment that I relinquished that, for me, it started to get infinitely better. Abundance started to rain down on me where we were concerned. Do you have anything to add to that?
It does kind of make sense. I mean, basically, you could consider it a leap of faith. It doesn't make any sense.
Not basically, absolutely.
It is a leap of faith. You can't explain it. It just you know, but you know, if you're squirming at the whole thing about leap of faith, remember what? Oh dear,
Just do it. We're already past our time.
I'm going to quote someone who I don't know where this quote comes from, but it was basically, you know, if every time you think someone talks to you about faith, don't immediately think they're talking about a religion.
Yeah.
It is just weird stuff. It's a leap of faith. You just say, yep, well, let's just see what happens. And weirdly, that'll free you up.
Yep, this is not about religion. This is about something bigger than you,
It's
however
also
you think
connected
of
to letting go of something and moving forward. You know, you can't live in the past. It's incredibly unhealthy for you.
Well, and impossible.
But yes.
There's that as well.
You can listen to music from a past.
Dr. Mary, we've already gone past our time.
I know.
Last thing I want to say, just as a reminder, if you would like to take the 21-day challenge, I know, stop it, then send a note here or send me you have a million ways to get in touch with me, and I will connect you, and then we can go through it together. There's a zero pressure thing, and it's lovely and easy. And I think I saw that my mom wrote and said she loved it. So think about it. You've got all this week and into next. And if you want to do it, we'll start Saturday, March 13th. Have a great day. Sorry we went long. I'm not sorry we went long. It was an interesting conversation. Thanks for tuning in.
We're here in abundance.
We'll see you.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow with Jody Anderson Roper, whose conversation is going to be so amazing. Have a great day. Bye. Where's my nose?
It's gone. We've lost it.
What's happening?
Tweak with that thing.
Oh, that did not make it better.
Other way. There you go. I see nose. Dude, get some sun.
I think it's because the light's not on overhead.
No, you're that pale.
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.